The riveting rainforest. Two men walked into the rainforest. Minutes before, the rainforest had been shaking up and down like a blender. The sounds and movements from the animals echoed throughout the universe. Jaguars were roaring at their prey as they ate them for lunch. Monkeys were stealing fur and food. Gorillas and pandas were munching on bamboo. And sloths were doing absolutely nothing. But now was all silent. As the men took their first steps into the rainforest, the animals were as still as they would as if they looked at Medusa. The two men were called Mark and Anthony. Mark was the boss. He was very mean and strict and bossy. However, Anthony doesn't mind. He's a woodcutter, and he always carries an axe with him. Hey, you lump of laziness, go chop that tree down, now, and no slacking, because I'll be watching you, bellowed Mark. Yes, sir, said Anthony, not offended. He then teleported towards the kapok tree like an enderman. Holy Gonzola, this tree is huge. He then started to whack his terribly heavy axe against the tree. Whack, whack, whack. A sprinkle of sweat ran down from his forehead. Chop, chop, chop. Who are those strange animals? Said a jaguar called Maxell, who was up in the high in the tree. They're people, you nitwit, boomed the jaguar called Po, who slapped his paw on Maxell's face. Ow. Let's just go down to the surface to see what's going on, roared Maxell as he flicked his whiskers. Wait, I need to finish my monkey mask. It was my prize spider monkey fur, explained Po as he licked it. But Maxell had already left. Maxell leaped into a tall, thick green patch of grass. He stared at the man as he moaned endlessly. I pay you 2p every year, and for what? You just lazying on the job? No. You need to cut this tree now, bellowed Mark as he wandered off into the rainforest. Anthony got back to work. Maxell was mouth opened. He raced to the top of the tree. Why is it so shaky all of a sudden, moaned Po as he dropped his mask. Po, the two men have got this long stick and axe, said Po smartly. Yeah, whatever. And they're woodcutters, said Po again smartly. How do you know all this stuff? Questioned Maxell. I wonder. I've seen these things often, said Po as he tripped over a branch. Ouchies, cried Po. I know, we should tell the other animals, cried Maxell happily. Sure, but who shall we ask first, wondered Po. Obviously Snake, and now come on, roared Maxell, as he and Po scampered towards the understory. It took a while to look through the twisted green maze of the forest, but eventually they found the understory. Senor Snake, panted Po, the woodcutters are back. What? Nobody dares to destroy the home of my ancestors. The snake lost his temper. I'll crush its spine and then I'll stab my fangs through its shin. Now he went now crazy and insane. A bee had listening from above and then buzzed down and interrupted their conversation. I'd sting you until it dies, cried the bee. No, I'd crush its skull, roared a caiman. Nonsense, I'd demolish its axe and kick it out of the rainforest, boomed a gorilla. Bunch of hullabaloo, you are, to crush him, roared an elephant. All of the animals then started to fight and argue. Even Po and Maxell's roar weren't loud enough to stop them. Meanwhile, Anthony was still cutting the tree. This job is worse than the past decade, moaned Anthony. He then took a big yawn. Mark wouldn't mind if I had just a little nap, yawned Anthony sleepily as he lay cautiously on the forest floor. The animals were still fighting and arguing. A sloth had been struck from the fight. Suddenly, Po had an idea and did his loudest roar. In the end, he did get the animals' attention. We could persuade the man to tell him why our tree is so special to us, said Po excitedly. For once you have a better idea than I thought, said Maxell sarcastically. The animals agreed on Po's idea and then planned it for the next half an hour. The animals headed back to the kapok tree. The monkey swung, Maxell and Po scampered, the boa constrictor slid, and the anteaters crawled, and the sloth was just fast asleep. When they arrived at the kapok tree, they saw Anthony the woodcutter snoring away. We could whisper it to him in his sleep, wondered Po, and that's what they did. The first was the anteater, then the monkey. After that was Maxell and Po, and so on. When the elephant finished his long story, he went on to the rest of the herd and waited. The man woke up and yawned loudly. His head was full of questions. He looked at the beauty of the rainforest and finally looked at the animals. He gasped. He picked up his axe and ran home. The animals cheered and celebrated all night as they were safe for now.